All right, hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Nancy, and in this channel we do whatever, whenever, however. Today we're doing an update on my pregnancy in general, and just I'm also going to tell you a little bit of what I've been doing in behind the scenes, so you'll get to see that later on. Today I've also invited my baby over here. So he can give his perspective on the update as well, because although I'm pregnant, he also experiences some side effects from that pregnancy.
And it's hard, y'all. It's hard.
We've also had to record this video again because he decided to cut our head off when we set it up the first time.
Babe, this is your thing. You gotta put it up. I can't set it up.
It's okay. He was trying to help me, but you know, it's fine. Anyway, we're doing it again. Hopefully this time it works out better. If you're new here also, don't forget to subscribe. If you like it, share this video with someone else because they may like it too. You know
And
what I'm saying?
smash that like button.
Smash that. If this isn't someone that says it like that, you're copying someone on YouTube. That's
Am I?
Yeah. Graham.
I don't know who that is. I don't know.
What's his name? You definitely know him. You just probably don't remember his name. Anyway, but yeah. Also, hit that like button. Okay.
Smash it.
Smash it. Okay, so how far along am I? I am currently 31 weeks and 2 days pregnant. I'm in the third trimester already. We have 9 weeks to go. I'm just using an app because I don't remember this anymore. And we have 61 days left, which is crazy.
Time flies, literally.
Yeah. My due date is in August, and that's literally around the corner. Baby size is the size of a coconut. Did you know that?
That's pretty small.
Yeah, right.
Compared to how big your stomach is.
Thanks. That's
oh, like, stop. It's good. The baby is growing healthy. You can't win. You just can't. I understand.
I do want to show you guys also a bump date. So let's do that right now.
Bump. Uh-oh.
A bump date. Oh, wait. Okay.
There's
I
the
think
bump.
there you can see it most likely.
Hard. It's
There's
hard.
the bump.
It's so hard.
Well, yeah, the baby's in there. And you want it to be like flabby.
No. But damn, it's stretched out. Like,
Thanks.
really hard. Like, that's not bad, but like, it's like you work out, you know? Like you worked out your stomach.
Okay, that's a good way to say it, I guess.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
Anyway, yeah, so I don't think I am too big. I think I'm like maybe like an average size belly at this stage. I don't know. But anyway, I do feel pretty uncomfortable in terms of like weight. I do feel like I can't walk sometimes. It just feels like I weight a lot because I'm not used to the weight. And so it does feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm okay with it. Anyway, so some updates. So last time when we spoke to you guys, we did our gender reveal with the balloons. And if you haven't watched that, I'm going to try to link that somewhere up in the card so you guys can go watch that. It was a really fun time, so you should go see it. So this time around, we're going to talk about a little bit of the second trimester and also the third trimester that we're just entering. So during the second trimester is when when I did the glucose test. So that's the kind of test, your sugars, and they make you drink something, and then you have to wait an hour. They take blood, and then they tell you if you need to come back for the 3-hour exam, which I did. So I had to come back for the 3-hour one, and I failed both of them. So unfortunately, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes, which is basically a diabetes that you get during pregnancy. I had no idea. Okay, first of all, when I got that, I was very scared about it because I didn't know like what it was about or how it was gonna be, or like how much I had to change my diet, how everything was gonna work. felt pretty overwhelmed when I got those news because I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And so I think that just got very frustrating and very overwhelming for me. Now, I actually just remembered. With him in the first trimester, I used to always eat sweets. I was very in tune with sweets. I wanted like chocolate cake, and I used to do that all the time. And I remember, I think it might have been my mom that mentioned once I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes, my mom had mentioned, oh, it was probably because you were eating all that like sugar at the beginning. And honestly, I didn't know. And so actually when I spoke to my doctor, they told me like, you really cannot prevent that, and you cannot really eat your way into it. And that made me feel a lot better, because at some point I did feel very guilty, because I was like, I caused this, this is my fault. So if you are dealing with this, just know that it's not your fault. It's just something that you can't really prevent. It's your hormones, and that's about it. But my experience with that was pretty, I think at first it was very overwhelming, but once I got into a routine, I think now I feel comfortable with it. I know exactly when I have to eat. I know exactly when I have to test myself, and it just has become more of a routine. It's a regular thing now, so I do feel pretty comfortable with it now.
Yeah, super organized. Like, I'm like, this is too much. I can't do this. Like, you like to draw blood every second. I'm like, wow, my dad has diabetes, and I'm like, he doesn't draw blood that much. Do you just like doing this for fun? Like, is this fun to you? I don't understand. It's like always pinching herself, but it is important, and she
pinching myself. Pinching myself.
It is important, and she does it, and she like writes everything down all the time. I'm like, wow, yeah. If there's someone that is good at taking care of themselves, is you. So.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I definitely try. So there has been times, there have been 2 times in where I've actually had forgotten to take my blood, and I do feel pretty panicky every time I forget something, because I always feel like I'm hurting the baby, even though that may not be the case necessarily. Just because I forgot to test my blood one time doesn't mean that the world's gonna end. But I feel like I just caused. Exactly. I feel like the world's gonna end. Exactly right.
I'm like, it's always normal. It's only one time. You don't need to go crazy.
Yeah, thankfully my numbers have been pretty good.
Yeah.
So my numbers, I actually have not had to change my diet too much. It seems like my diet was pretty good to begin with. So every time I test myself, my numbers do come out pretty good, and I'm really happy for that. So thankfully I don't have to stress out too much about it. But I only missed it twice, so that's okay. That makes me feel better, because then it's like most of the time I am still fine.
Right.
I do have to take my sugars 4 times a day though. So although he thinks it's fun, I'm like, I need to do it, because they told me to do it 4 times a day, and I have to do it the way they told me to do it, and I have to do it all the way until the end of my pregnancy. And he thinks that I can just stop because
you're good.
My numbers are good, so why not? But no, I have to keep going.
I would maybe not. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think if you had a baby inside of you, you'll feel like you have to do it, because you feel like you're harming the baby. At least that's what I feel, and I think that's what you would probably feel too.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's one update that has happened in this pregnancy. The other thing has been, I think you can talk a little more about that, and it can come with like my emotions. So
your emotions,
because I think he's the one that gets affected by that as well. So
just like very emotional for. Sometimes I'm like, I don't understand what I did. Maybe I just need to not talk. And then she's like, why are you acting like that? I'm like, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But you think that's going to fix everything? I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Oh my God. I don't know what to do. But, very emotional, very tired. But the difference between like this pregnancy and the last pregnancy was, I guess because she didn't have Avery before, she felt like she could sleep. You know, she could give into that tiredness. And now I feel like she's just like, she gets done whatever she needs to get done. Like, she used to sleep like 12 o'clock. Afternoon, she was still sleeping. 11 o'clock. You know, now it's like she wakes up at 9, goes through her routine, gets it done. Obviously, I'm not home, right? Because I'm working. But she's home. And so she has to take care of Avery. She has to cook. She has to also work on top of that. And so there's a lot more responsibilities that you have now that I guess you didn't have before. Mm-hmm. And so that maybe has pushed you more into just not giving into that tiredness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. I think that, so as he said, I do work a full-time job from home. Thankfully, I was able to stay home because of my pregnancy. So we both have the same profession. We're both teachers, but he has to go into the building, and I was able to stay home because of the pregnancy. So I do have to work my full-time job still, and I do have a routine. And so every time I always wake up at 8:30, and then I continue with my routine. I do have to watch Avery throughout the whole day as well. And then obviously I also have to cook because I understand that, well, I have to feed myself. I have to feed Avery, and I have to make sure that once he comes from work, he's going to be hungry as well. So it's just nice to have food whenever you get home as well. So it is definitely a lot of things that I have to do. I do sometimes give in to the of like, oh, I'm not gonna cook today because I'm just too tired, and so then we'll just order something, and that's like, that's fine.
That's okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely feels like I can't do what I want to do. So like if I want to rest, I don't feel like I can. Like if I want to sleep, I will try to sleep, and then sometimes I can like sleep for like 10 minutes at most, but my body won't really let me. And so I just have to do whatever else I need to do, and that's about it. Also, Avery, it's like stuck to me all the time.
Like glue, I'm telling you. This little girl.
She's a mama's girl.
You know, they say like girls will go to their dads more, and I'm like, why are you with me all the time? What's going on? Maybe I'll have better luck with the boy. But then they say that the boy goes to the mom. So I'm like, great. Both of them are yours. Awesome.
But I mean, I think that has to do because I am with her every single day. So I think that's the reasoning why she's always stuck.
Every single minute of the day.
Yeah.
Not just every day.
Right. And so it's I think that has a big impact on it.
Yeah.
So she's very attached to me. So she wants to be carried by me. And so carrying her at this point is not the easiest. So it's like I do it because I still want to grab her, I still want to have her with me, but it's definitely uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
So sometimes whenever she's not crying or anything like that, so he'll be able to take over her and whatnot. But she's very attached to me, so I think it's definitely harder in that sense as well. But yeah. And about the emotional thing, I definitely have been, like in the second trimester, my emotions were really like a roller coaster. Like I was very happy some days, and the next day I'll just feel like drop dead. I don't want to get up from here. I'm not getting up, period. Like there was times where I would like spend like just laying down on the couch for like 2 days. Like that was all I did my whole day. Like I could not get up. I just didn't have the energy. I didn't want to do anything. And it felt like, I don't know if it was depression or not, but it just felt like I could not control my emotions during those times. And it was very hard because I felt like he didn't understand me, and like we had a lot of fights. I think we still do because I just get angry for a lot of things. But during that time, I feel like we had a lot of arguments, because a little bit deep arguments in comparison to now, because I felt like he didn't get me. Yeah, you remember there was like a whole period of time actually where you would get home and I was like feeling down and you were feeling stressed out.
Oh yeah.
Because I was always like that, he always came home and he always saw me down.
Yeah.
And so at some point he was like also overwhelmed by it because he didn't know how to handle that, because it's like, well, you get home and you're tired, and you also don't know how to deal with those emotions because they're pretty big emotions. So it's like, and it's not something you deal with every day. It's not something we dealt with in general. So, do you have anything to add for that, or?
No, just like you may think like, oh yeah, there's like a lot of advice out there, like, oh yeah, just understand her, or, it's okay, this is gonna be over, it'll pass. Just do what you can to make her feel better. And it's like, okay, but this is really difficult to do when you're dealing with your own like things, right? Because like I'm dealing with my own day, and then I come home and like it's another
you have to deal with my day as well.
Yeah. And in general you do, right? Like in a relationship. But this is really, I guess, tough and taxing when it's like that on both of us. And so I would say, like, take it day by day, but it is going to be tough. And I don't know if there's like a solution, but I mean, you'll definitely get through it. Definitely.
Yeah.
If you love each other, you will. So.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually going off of that, I did actually talk to my doctor whenever I was feeling like that. And I did express how my emotions were a little bit like too much. Like I noticed that they were a little bit too much, and I was like, something's off. I know that something's weird with me. And so I did speak to my doctor, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be like a topic of conversation in a sense. Like, so you hear about postpartum depression, and so that's something that everybody like talks about, like as soon as you feel bad, it's like, oh, maybe you're going through this, let me like explore the options and whatnot. But when I said this, of like I'm feeling down in this time, something is a little bit off, whatever, it was more like it made it seem as if like, oh yeah, that's just normal, that's just hormones, you'll get over it, kind of. And I'm like, well, definitely not the response I was expecting, because to me I was like, well, you'll get over everything at some point. Is that not how things work? Like, yeah. Dismissive. Right, but it was very like, oh, this is just what pregnant women go through, kind of. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe, but
is there something I can do?
Exactly. And so it was like, oh, well, if you really need someone, we can find someone to talk to you. And I really didn't feel like, I was like, you know what, I mean, if that's the point, if I'm just going to talk to someone, I can talk to Jose, right? I can talk to someone else. Like, that's not really, I don't know. I guess I was trying to find a solution, and I never found anything other than talk to someone. So I think that was the way I went, and I just spoke with Jose or with someone else as much as I could. And eventually I did feel better. So I feel like now I'm not going through that. I feel way better. And although I still get angry at him all the time, it's a different type of anger. Like I
want to kill you anger.
I feel like this is a more normal anger, because I experienced this anger with Avery as well. And it was just something that it was just like, wow, I can't stand you today. I don't know. It's like a bad thing, but it's honestly what I go through. And so I noticed that I get angry at him for everything. And he's very patient with me. And I don't know if I could go through a pregnancy with someone that's not patient with me, because I feel like I explode a lot, and I have a lot of anger in there.
Why?
And he's very, very patient with me in that sense. So, because I always, like, whenever I get mad, I just kind of want him to make me feel better. And that can also become a little bit of a struggle, because he doesn't want to always do that, of course. But, yeah. So, that's how it's been going. A little bit of everything here and there. Baby moves a lot more than Avery. Avery moved like once a day, and this baby moves 24/7 all the time. Maybe it's because he's a boy.
That's my boy.
I don't know.
Inquieto.
Yeah, and a lot of more pain with this one too. I didn't experience that much pain with Avery, but this one is like every time I have to use the restroom, for example, I feel so much tightness down there that I feel like Even when I'm walking, it hurts me. So, yeah, it's alright though. But I can deal with those things. I'm also very afraid of delivery, by the way. Like, I'm really scared of it. So I'm thinking we're gonna be having to look up some massages that he can do during the time, or something that will calm me down, because I do feel very fearful about this delivery. I didn't feel like this with Avery because I didn't know what I was going into. But now that I know what I'm going into, I'm like, damn it. I'm gonna have to go through that again. Like, yeah, no. Not a fun process. Pregnancy, I don't think it's a fun process for me. Very grateful for my babies, and I'm very grateful that I get to do this, because I know some women don't get to do this. But I don't enjoy it very much, honestly. Honestly speaking, I don't want to lie. I don't want to fantasize something that I don't believe to be a fantasy for myself. I know some other women really love the experience, which is great. I personally much rather pay someone to do it for me. But I don't have any money, so, and no, but I'm grateful that I get to carry them as well. It's nice to feel them kick. That's about it. So anyway, very happy that you guys got to join us today. Also, the other thing that I've been working on the behind the scenes, have been making some artwork, some coat rags for toddlers.
Super fire.
They're
dope.
Really, really nice, and I love them so much, and I have a lot of fun making them. So if you are interested in just kind of checking them out, I am starting everything, so you may not see too many posts on there, but it is literally so beautiful, and I really hope you guys like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you guys with my Instagram page here, that it's only for that. So if you do want to order one and you want to test it out yourself, you can always message me on there, and I'll be happy to make something for you, because it is totally personalizable for you. So I'll leave it there so you guys can take a look at it, take a peek at it. And again, don't forget to subscribe, to like. And if you can share it with someone, go share it with someone, you know, because...
Hit that comment section up with questions. We'll answer them.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forget that the comments exist. Yeah, that's true. If you do have any questions about anything that maybe we didn't hit, or maybe you want us to talk about, let us know. We'll be happy to do that too, because that's just really fun to get to know each other even more.
Down.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys, take care. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Peace.